All right, Doug Smith, Duane Plapp, who I affectionately call Papa Plapp. We're back, RGA Weekly Webinar. You're looking good, sir.
Cha-ching.
All right, today's topic, kind of short and sweet. Let's just get to the point. Get off your butt and get out and start doing stuff again.
Make something happen.
Yeah, get out. Stop. Computers are great. I'm looking at this camera right here. This is wonderful. But, man, you got to get out in the old school, shake hands, kiss babies, and everything else. Great example. Last night, I had dinner with a client. My wife, he even joined. He goes, hey, man, bring your wife along. Great. 2.5 hours with a client. Had a drink or two. Had dinner. Great conversation. Talking about life and business and all this stuff. Before that, I was at a client of ours shooting content, meeting him and his staff and giving them ideas and all this stuff, building relationships. If it's networking, or if it's clients, if it's prospects, get out off your butt and start making contact with people.
Well, a perfect example is I'm training, a couple of the sales guys for you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to their conversations the last 2 or 3 days. And the conversations we're having with some people that own small businesses, and they're so excited about the opportunity. Well, there's a lot of guys out there that are just kind of not doing nothing. You're just kind of watching it happen. And the ones we talk to that were making it happen, they're growing. They're making stuff happen. Yeah. And that's the key. I mean, you got to start touching the tables. You got to get out there talking to the people and get out there and make things happen. If you're not going to make it happen, hello, you're going to be a loser. You're not going to grow. And that's the key. You got to, in order to grow, you got to actually sit down and commit yourself to making things happen. Conversation I had with a client this morning. Same thing. He says, we're busier than one iron paper hanger, but we're making it happen. We're out there. We're making it happen. We're doing a networking. We're talking to people. We got 20 some employees, and we're talking to them, keeping camaraderie up, having company meetings, having barbecues on Friday afternoon, things to make things happen.
One of the things, I know Matt and I had this when COVID hit and we were still meeting in the office. It was the idea that if you look at any economic downturn, any social downturn, when things kind of hit the skids, when it comes back, there's always a small percentage of businesses that excel. They catch that wave and they ride it up. But they do that because they're doing things during a period when other people are sitting on their ass. And right now, even though things are starting to get busy, there's still a lot of people sitting on their ass. That if you were lazy or you didn't do much because you had your head in the sand and you were worried during COVID, I got it. But that time's over. You still have a window of time to do stuff that other people aren't. Get busy, because if you wait till everyone's doing it, you're screwed.
Yep, big time. Big time. You got to make it happen. And now's the best time, because while guys are kind of sloughing off a little bit and aren't making it happen, if you make it happen, guess what? You're way ahead of the group. And guess what? The good get going when the going gets tough. And if you're rocking and rolling now, okay, guys are slowing, guys that aren't doing anything, and you're making it happen. Guess what? You're way ahead of the group, and it's going to pay off.
Now, one thing, and this is a plug for you. Making activity, doing activity is great. But where you go to the next level is when you know what the hell you're doing and how you're doing it. So just because you join a chamber or a networking group or you're doing stuff, that's good. But if you're not doing it the right way, you're kind of stuck in the mud. So the opportunity to work with someone like you, or to have the idea that this is how to do it the right way, then you're really ahead of everybody.
Well, you always hear this. You always hear the saying that practice makes perfect. That's not true. It's perfect practice that makes perfect. You got to do the practice right. Like you just said, getting involved with the chamber. Whoopee, I'm involved with the chamber. What are you doing with the chamber? What committees are you on? Who are you meeting? When you go to a networking event, who are you trying to find? Are you organized? Are you actually getting some coaching to say when you go to these things, you're actually, when you come home, go, my God, what a phenomenal meeting, rather than you turn your key on and go, boy, that was a waste of time. Why? Because you didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
And that's where the coaching comes in, is understanding exactly what you got to do at these meetings to meet the right people and talk to, have the right conversations. And what are you talking about? I had a conversation with a client yesterday. Cracked me up. I said, what do you say when you go to a networking event? I tell them all about what we do. I said, well, tell me what you do. And he started going through this laundry. I says, guess what? I fell asleep 20 minutes ago. He said, what? I says, who cares? Tell me some stories. Get your ears going. Maybe you start listening to everybody else. Create a friendship. Get people to start liking you. You're sitting there spilling your guts and puking all over me. They ain't going to get it. And I could care. I didn't come here to hear you puke all over me.
Well, that's a great point. And another example or story, this one's actually one of Matt's. Getting a lot of stuff done at the new corporate office. And there's a couple BNIs that meet there. Well, there is a lady who does marketing who saw one of the companies that's doing work in Matt's new building. She's been trying to get into. So she asked Matt, hey, can you give me a referral? Can you connect me? Matt connected her. Well, this person, the business owner, forwarded the email that this lady sent her to Matt. Now, Matt made the introduction. It should have been slam dunk. Just get a hold of them,
85%.
schedule a time to talk. That's it. It was a 4-paragraph dissertation about all the benefits of her marketing platform and their demographics, and their this, and their this, and their this. And we're sitting there looking at it. We're going, my God, she's involved in a BNI, but just because she was involved in it doesn't mean it was done the right way. The email was horrible. And
that would be a great referral for me.
That's true. That's true. We should go.
Hey, you need to talk to Duane.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when in my BNI chapter, we have one lady that cracks me up. If you get up and you do a lousy 60-second, okay, or you go on in a networking event and you do a diatribe on how great you are, she'll walk over to you and say, hey, I want you to go over here and we're going to introduce you to Duane. You need to be talking to him big time. Okay. And I've gotten about 8 clients from her because she does that. I mean, I've coached several guys in my BNI chapter over the years because they got up and gave terrible 60 seconds. And after at the end of the meeting, she walked over and says, grabs him by the arm and says, yo, if you want to succeed, you're going to have to talk to Duane because you have no clue.
Yeah. But that goes right back to the point that just because you're doing networking or whatever doesn't mean you're going to have success, because unfortunately those are the type of folks that they join a chamber, they join a networking group, or they do something and they go, well, that sucked. Those things don't work. Well, no, they work if you do them the right way. So
exactly. It's again, having perfect practice, going there and doing a diatribe to everybody you talk. Whenever I give speeches, I always when I talk about, the 10 commandments of networking or the Duane, I call them Duane's commandments of networking. And the first one, okay, is it, did you go there to get sold? No. So then why are you doing it?
Yeah.
If you didn't go there to get sold, then why in the hell are you diatribing everybody you walk into? And probably the best one of all time, I was at a chamber meeting up in Mason. And this guy's walking around with a name badge that's lighted, and it's lights going off and on. Okay. And he's selling, what do you call them? Specialty products,
Yeah. Trinkets
and trinkets and that kind of crap. I walked up and I noticed that nobody was talking to him. I mean, if you actually could watch people and they were actually going around him, okay, avoiding him like the plague. And I walked up to him and I says, I'm a coach. Can I give you a little idea? He said, what's that? He said, turn the damn sign off. He said, what do you mean? I says, no one's talking to you. If you notice that? I said, because you got this little blinky thing on going, hey, talk to me. I'm going to sell you something. Turn the thing off. So he did it finally, turned the thing off, and guess what? He actually had people talking to him eventually. Amazing.
Yeah, it's just trying to do it the right way, and it becomes so frustrating. I've been fortunate enough to know you for, like 20 years, know Matt. So I've been the recipient of your knowledge over the years, and it's been great. And it's so frustrating when you meet people who think they're doing it the right way, and when you try to offer help, they give you the Heisman. And it just comes to a point where you go, look, I'm trying to help you. I have been fortunate over the years to have really good sales coaches, sales people, folks that I've known that have helped me along the way. And I believe in paying it forward. I want to try to help. And those that are open to it, great. But it shocks me how many people are like, oh, yeah, whatever. And I just turn around and walk away. But it's one last plea that things are opening up, business is happening, people are getting out there. Just do it the right way and get your ass moving.
Again, perfect practice makes perfect. Okay, and that's what you want to do. You don't just want to be practicing. You know, I probably one of my friends used to always say, you know, if you're practicing your golf ball, does that make you a good golfer? And the guy says, well, yeah. Well, no, it doesn't. If you're practicing wrong and hitting the ball all over the place, it doesn't make you any better golfer. You got to have good perfect practice, and that makes you a better golfer. And so it's same token, okay? Just because you're out there doing things doesn't mean you're going to do networking right. Because you actually, in some cases, you may be actually hurting yourself, because if you go into a networking event and you do the old puke-a-rooney, okay, and guess what's going to happen? No one's going to talk to you, and people are going to say, my God, don't get near him or her, because they're going to diatribe. And I see this all the time on some emails. I get this all the time on LinkedIn. People send me emails all the time wanting to know if I need their help. And they got a 4-page thing on how great they are. Who cares?
I had 2 of those this morning. I usually get, when I wake up in the morning, I've normally had maybe anywhere between 5 to 7 messages, people trying to connect and whatever else. Because as my visibility grows, I've got more and more people. Where I was the one doing the chasing, now I've got people chasing me. And out of those 5 to 7, 1, maybe 2 are connection requests that's personalized. They looked at my profile. The other ones, hey, we can do this. And I'm like, yeah, no, forget it.
Well, it's so funny. I had one the other day. Says, we don't want to sell to you. But then she spends four pages telling me how she's going to sell to me. I'm going, hello.
You should reply back and go, by the way, I can help you.
Remember Gary Burbank?
Yes.
Wake up, America.
Well, there's a prospect for you. Any of those people who come out to them, you should send them a link and go, by the way, I can help coach you on this and make this better.
I never thought about probably how to do that.
You should.
I just get irritated and I just deconnect.
Yeah. You should reply back and say, here's a link, schedule a time, let me help coach you on how to do this better. If you piss them off, they're not a good opportunity. If they schedule a time with you, all it takes is 1 or 2 and you got new business.
That's a good point. I'll start doing that. I never even thought of that. Good. Duane, you learned something today, baby. Cha-ching.
There you go. Excellent. Well, cool. I got to run. You got to run. You and Mama Platt.
No, I'm not doing any running. I'd be walking today.
Yeah. You walk, get in the golf cart, take it easy, enjoy the lake.
Cha-ching, baby.
See ya.
Have a nice day.
You too. Bye.